So we are hoping that more people would join us based on the great registration that we got for this particular edition. But then we cannot keep waiting for people to join. So we're just going to get this started. So just still in the space of welcome, once again, I would love to welcome everyone who probably has been able to join for the second time, for the third time, regardless of where you're joining from. Please just drop in the chat window, tell us the city, and also tell us the country that you're currently joining us from, just for us to have a feel of the people that we have in attendance today. So if you're currently connecting from Rwanda, and you could possibly just write Kigali, Rwanda, Kigali, it's just for us to understand where you're connecting from. Maybe you're in Nigeria, let us know if you're in Lagos, Nigeria, if you're in Abuja, if you're in Port Harcourt. We'll just love to know where people are connecting from for today. And once again, welcome. And thank you for joining us for this next edition of the ADC Learn series. So we're not going to waste so much time. I would love to start by saying that one of the things we also wanted to be able to achieve is to make sure that we continue to get feedback from people. So we're going to be sharing with you a few links that we have at the end of the day for you to be able to engage in our community, and so that for from time to time where you have a question, or to time where you're trying to reach out to people for some advice or for some help on a project, or you just want to be able to get some additional inspiration on the work you're doing, you'll be able to have a community of people that you could reach out to. So I'm going to be sharing that towards the end of the session today. Once again, welcome. I would also like to welcome my colleagues who are on the call. I'm going to hand over to Oluwashifumi, who Shifumi is going to be giving us some quick intro into what we have in terms of the topic today. I would also be introducing the speakers that we also have today. So Shifumi, if you're ready, just let me know. I can just hand over the microphone to you.
Hi, Babatunde.
Hi.
Please give me a minute. Hi, everyone. Let me come to my video, please. Okay, can you see me now?
Not yet.
Uh-oh. That should be network. Can you still see me, or you cannot?
we still cannot.
Oh my God.
Hi, Amy. Okay, now you're up. We can see you. Okay, awesome.
Perfect. All right. So, hi, everyone. My name is Shifumi, and I work at Microsoft ADC, leading the ecosystem engagement. I work with Babatunde. I am currently working out of Lagos, Nigeria. Happy to have you here. Happy to have everyone here. I'm just going to give a bit of background about today's engagement and what we do. So, of course, Microsoft ADC is Microsoft's engineering site, one of its engineering sites across the world. The Africa site is actually the seventh of its sites. And our work really is to collaborate with the African talents to continue to build innovation that are globally relevant. We are employing software engineers, product managers who are able to work with us at the Microsoft front to keep building and developing what is beneficial to the world, solving problems, expanding on our existing project, introducing new products into the system. And it is such a wonder that, we have up to 500 African talents working on projects that are being used everywhere, even to the ones that you use in your day-to-day. And that's what the ADC serves, really. That's the dream, and that's what we are achieving, and we've just been achieving. Now, to do this, we thought that it would be very, very integral of us to engage the developers locally. We want to make sure that we are always contributing to the knowledge and the skills gap that we have identified. And one of the things that is very common to the software engineering career path is the fact that you use programming in everything that you do. Now, the ADC Learn series was born out of our concern and of our interest in engaging. We think of it as a peer-to-peer conversation. We think of it as knowledge sharing. We think of it as sharing important and hot topics and trends. We think of it as a place where we make Microsoft feel like home to you. You can connect to us on a granular level, connect to our employees, our colleagues, our leaders, get to know what we do, how we do life at Microsoft, life at ADC, And it's 60 minutes where we do all of this. I know it's not enough, but we have a number of other engagements that we do. Now, during this series, we talked about how to engage developers regarding what they do. C++ is that the oldies do last. And C++ is something that we believe that not only is it very good, not only is it very comprehensive, we need to keep building talent in Africa to use this. I do understand that there are different programming languages that are used that are sort of updated on the go, used day to day. But when you think about legacy projects that have been built, things that are exceeding years, what I call the dinosaur years, you will think C++. When you're thinking about building a software that is going to interact with an hardware, you're thinking of a programming language that this is something that if you build, you don't want to come back to it every other month because you have to update something. This is something that if you build, it stays for long. And we want to keep encouraging our talents in Africa to keep learning this kind of skills that make you more attractive to the talent space, to the innovation space, skills that make you be that diamond that everybody wants to have. And C++ is one of those skills that we're encouraged that if you do, I believe that the chances for you are high. And how do we talk about all of this? I'm not even talking about how is it being used at Microsoft? How does Microsoft relate with talents that have C++ skills? And it's not only C++. We've talked about C#. We've talked about JavaScript. We've done an entire 3 months clinic on .NET, JavaScript. We've done on Azure, and today we are doing about C++. And there's a further conversation to that. It's for those that stay on this call towards the end. What we'll tell you about another engagement that we have planned regarding this particular today's topic. Without saying too much, you're going to hear so much from my colleagues who are going to be speaking, who are going to be sharing their experiences with you. If you have questions like, but if I learn C++, are there career opportunities for me? If I learn it, hope is not something that I'm just learning it because I can transfer the skills. Can I even use it? What kind of companies use it? What kind of products are built with it? Do you know that YouTube is one of the programming languages used to build the backend? Is C++. As for NAS, they also use C++. So they'll tell you the career opportunities, the progressions, project, the hot topics about the usage. If there is something that you probably even want them to show you how they probably are able to solve a particular bottleneck using it, I'm sure my colleagues on the call are going to do that for you. So without taking much of your time, I'm going to hand over the mic back to Baba today. I believe Conan is coming up first. If Babatunde does want to say something before, but I also want to welcome Conan Jean-Philippe. He's our colleague working at Microsoft ADC, and he's doing awesome things. And I'm sure, not only does he have knowledge to share, he's also willing to answer your questions, to answer your concerns about, challenges about using this particular programming language. And I'm looking forward to having a swell and good time with everyone. There will be time for you to unmute your mics and ask questions, or you can just use the chat button, and all of that will be addressed. Now, forgive me, my name is Shefumi. I'm an African lady. I am wearing a long curly hair. I am dark skin colored, and I'm wearing a round t-shirt, black round t-shirt. And that is the way I introduce myself for accessibility sake. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Handing over the mic back to Babatunde or Conan Jean-Philippe.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Shifumi. So I think I'm just going to push it to Miami, who is going to do the introductions. I know practically one of the things we like to do, we love to always show you our faces. So I think it's not going to be so nice enough not to also allow Miami to show you all his face. So Miami, if that's okay, I'm just going to hand over to you to do some introductions of the speakers, and we could take it over from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Baba T. So my name is Oluwamuyemi Orimolade. I'm a dark-skinned African man with facial hair, and I'm wearing African prints, a top, and a piece of trousers, right? So introduction. So I think Shefi has said much, and I think it's time for us to just deep dive into the main thing for today. We're having two speakers, right? And because we at Microsoft, we try as much as possible to be very inclusive, and we are diverse. So our speakers today, we have Conan and we have Jennifer, a male and a female, but I'll allow them do more of their introductions. But afterwards, after they are done with 20 minutes, 30 minutes conversation, we will come back here. Q&A, I would also appreciate as they speak, just throw in your questions in the Q&A. We'll take them after they have presented, and they will respond to them. We'll respond to it. So with that, let me make welcome Conan, Jean-Philippe, and Jennifer Chuku. But over to you first, Conan. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Conan, and I'm software engineer on mixed reality team at ADC West. And for accessibility, I'm brown skinning African man and wearing a green t-shirt and a jean. And yeah, I'm excited to be with you today to talk about C++ and how you can leverage it for your daily job or your future careers. Yeah. Back to Jennifer.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Jennifer. I'm a software engineer here in Microsoft Mixed Reality. I am a light-skinned lady. I'm wearing a black t-shirt and a jacket. Yeah.
Okay, so I think over to you, Conan, to kick off the conversations. All right.
All right, good. So I will start by sharing with you guys some share slides. So let me try to see how I can do that. Let's see. Okay. Okay, again, thanks everyone for this time for us to talk about C++. And I'm expecting at the end of this call that you have great information about C++, how you can use it for your daily job, and what kind of project you can build with C++, and what kind of career you have. And you also take time to talk about common challenge we have with C++, and as well how you can tackle all those challenges and be fluent with C++. So to start, you start with a quick introduction of C++ history. And so the design of C++ programming language has a story back in 1978, where Bash Strappert was doing his PhD thesis, and he began the work on C if classes, which, as the name imply, was meant to be a subset of C language. So his goal was to add object-oriented programming into the C language, and his language includes classes, basic inheritance, aligning, default, union, function arguments, strong checking, in addition to the features of C language. So the first C class compiler was CaliciFront, which was derived from the C compiler called CPRI. And it was a program designed to translate a C with class into ordinary C language, right? So in 1983, the name of the language was changed from C with class to C++. And at that time, many features were added around that time. So the most notable one was virtual function, was function overloading, was reference and const keyword, and etc. And in 1998, we have a C++ committee that published the first international standard of C++, which informally known as C++ 80, where you have introduction of the standard template library, which contain containers, contain algorithmic. You have in all existing language today, C# and Java, etc., etc. And after some revision, we had now a new version of C++, which we call C++ 11, and which also people now today call a modern C++, because you have introduction of smart pointers, of lambda function, of regex libraries, or of threading libraries support for you to do multi-threading application, and so on and so on. And after that, we have many revision of C++, C++ 14, C++ 17, C++ 20 to make the language more modern, more friendly for people to adopt it, for people to build applications very easily and use it as a daily language for your programming. So today we are heading to C++ 23, which will provide to us better features. We provide to us more, let's say, will be more friendly to you, so you don't have to deal with all of those problems you had with C at many years ago. So as today, which company use C++ for the job, for the software? And you have many companies that use C++ today. And the first one is Microsoft. And if you know, if you have Windows on your machine, Windows have been built by using C++. And if you use Adobe, you use Photoshop, you use Illustrator, all of those projects from Adobe, all of them have been built by using C++. Same thing if you are using Spotify for listening to your music, you know that Spotify have been built by using C++. And if you like gaming, if you play Call of Duty game, if you play all of those fancy games we see today, all of them have been built by C++. So it show that most of all of those projects you are using daily in your life to do your activities, from embedded system, from in your cars, even for your movies like Netflix, all of those systems have been built by using C++. And so C++ is in your life daily, even if you don't know, you don't know that this project has been built by C++. You should know that the project you are using every day for your living, all of them use C++ under the hood to make it more fast, to make it more robust, to make it more creative, and for you to deliver great experience to you. But you have that question every time. Why C++? Why we are using this language to make software, to make it, to build some sort of all of those intensive application, all of those fancy, beautiful applications we are using every day? First of all, C++ gives you the opportunity to understand how computers work, actually. If you are starting to learn programming, the language people will recommend you to use is C++, because it will teach you how to actually how to understand how your computer work, how memory work, how things are being created, how things are how variable, how function are created, are allocated for you in your memory, how all of those how we store them, how we read from them, and it gives you the opportunity to be close to your computer in such way that you really understand what's going on and you have a control of what you are doing and decide on what you want to do exactly if your computer or what you want to build or what kind of software you want to build actually. And we are also using C++ because we want our software to run on every machine that exists today. So nobody wants to build a software and for a PC and again go to a Mac and have to rewrite again the same software using another language and go to and use your Android device, go again to write the same software using another language. So you want to have that possibility to write it once and build it and deploy it everywhere. And C++ is the best language for you today to do that, to achieve that kind of cross-platform goal, because you write your code once and you build for all of those platforms immediately, and everything works perfectly. Everything works. I mean, with lot of power, lot of performance, lot of speed immediately. In fact, so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any kind of optimization because the code you are writing is talking directly to your machine where you are building or where you're crafting your software. And also, we have that kind of interoperability between C++ and other languages. This one means I can start my project today in C++, and later, if I want to use another language to build my, let's say I want to build some part of my application in C++ because I need performance and I want to use another language like Python or C# to build the other part of my application. C++ gives me the possibility to mix them easily in a way that I can leverage a lot the performance is giving me to achieve to build my software, and also give me the option to make my software, like I said before, available in all of those existing devices, all of those platforms we have today, by combining the power of C++ and by combining another power, a power of another language immediately. And that kind of interoperability make it much super powerful. And when you talk about C++, we talk about performance. And actually, what do we mean by performance and by speed? C++ is very close to your device in a way that you don't have any interpretation. Today, let's say if you want to write the application in Java, and for that application to run on your device, you need to have what you call a virtual machine, a JVM, Java Developer Novice on a lot. So this one, you write your code in Java, and your virtual machine will interpret your code you just wrote and interpret it and make it understandable by your machine. In C++, you don't have it. You write it immediately. Your compiler make it understandable by your computer, and fine, you run it. No need of interpretation, no need of analysis, etc., etc. You just run it. You just type your code. You run it. It works. Nothing more, nothing less. And you have also you don't also have that concept of garbage collector, and which means when you are writing your codes, someone need to be, or some tool need to be run inside of your code to find a dead object, what you call a dead object, because you just allocate something in your memory and you don't want it again to exist. I mean, that object is not available anymore, and someone need to clean it, because if you don't clean it, it causes what you call generally a memory leak. And in all of those language that use a virtual machine, we need to have what you call ADC to make it work. In C++, you say, guys, write your code. You are responsible to cleaning what you just created, and which, by the fact that you don't have any GC, any garbage collector, like we call it, it runs pretty fast because you don't have any tool running inside of your code to clean it as long as you're creating a bunch of the, or to clean your footprint in the memory. So you don't create any overheads, and you make it super fast when you are running it in your any device, or in a device where you have constraint memory like and phone device or IoT device or embedded system. And today, with C++, I know that people don't know it. We have so much tooling. The tooling ecosystem of C++ is now really rich in a way that we have a package manager. If you are doing JavaScript development, you are familiar with NPM, etc. In C++, we also have our package manager, what we have Microsoft VC packages. We have Conan IO. All of them are available today and ready to use, and we are even using every day for our daily job to get existing library that have been wrote 10 years ago or 20 years ago by other people, and to use it in our projects and build the software you want to build, and very quickly. You don't have to write the same library again and again because you want to use it. You just outside. You just use the package manager. You get the library, you link it to your project, you make it available. You use all of those API available in that library, and immediately you have your application. Nothing less. Again, nothing less, nothing more. And yeah, we also support different ID as of today. Many ID today, as of today, they support C++ immediately. You don't need to download any plugin. You don't need to download any additional components. Even if you want to use your Notepad, if you consider Notepad as an ID for you, you can use an ID. The only thing you need is just a compiler for you to compile your code you just wrote. That's all. And we have so much tool today for what you call a build tool, where you use to build your project, because if you want to make it available across many systems, you need to have what you call a build system. And for that, we have so much a build system available as of today, like CMake, like Bazel. All of them are used by the industry today. So they are beta tested. They are ready to use. So for you as well, if you want to learn C++, just go download it, use it for your project, and you can make your code available across all of the platforms existing today. And same thing for debugging, for testing. You also have tooling to do unit testing. You also have to do debugging for you to understand if something is not working well on your project, to understand what's going on and trace the bug and fix it and make your application ready for your client or for your customer or anyone. Yeah. So that's it. We know that with C++, when you talk about C++, we have many challenges. We know that some people say it's not a friendly language, and some people say it's not really to approach. Some people say it's quite difficult. I will put in quote quite difficult. So for this part, I will let my colleague Jennifer to talk a bit about it, and so she can tell you what kind of challenge we have and how you can tackle it for your daily job in your community.
Okay, Conan, you would help me handle these slides, so thank you. When we have common challenges we face as a C++ developer, I'll be speaking with respect to Africa, and I'm a Nigerian, so I would actually touch Nigerians. One of the common challenges we have is relatively fewer job opportunities for C++ developers in Africa. Just like Conan mentioned earlier on who uses C++, you can see a lot of big tech giants, but how many of them have a presence here in Africa or in Nigeria? I mean, just a few. But as you can see, it's changing gradually. We have Microsoft now, so I mean, with Microsoft's presence, a lot of them will be coming. So in a few years, expect a lot of changes. Then we also have a challenge of lack of community presence in Africa. when you go to Twitter, the Nigerian tech Twitter space, we hear a lot about JavaScript, Python. You hardly see anyone talking about systems programming or even C++. I mean, don't worry, there are a lot of, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of C++ communities out there, but in-house, like when you're talking about Nigerian tech Twitter or Nigerian communities, Nigerian C++ community or an African C++ community, you won't find, I haven't seen any. Maybe if you have any, you can point me to it, but I haven't seen any. And that's a problem because if, for example, if I am looking for a mentor, a C++ mentor, I would want an African or a Nigerian, because a Nigerian C++ mentor would understand me better, understand my struggles. If I say, oh, I'm facing electricity challenges, or I'm facing an internet problem, or my internet is bad, or I have a question of how do I juggle school and programming, or I'm a computer science student and they're not teaching me programming in school, they're just teaching me theoretical things. How do I manage to learn these things? A Nigerian mentor, if your mentor is a Nigerian, he or she understands you better because he or she has gone through these things too. So they'll be able to relate more to what you're saying. So lack of community presence in Africa is one of the problems we have with C++ here, but Microsoft ADC is here to change that, I guess. So, and another problem we have, a lot of bootcamp programs in Africa don't include C++ as their stack, and it's a problem we face a lot because people that want to learn C++, they don't get an opportunity to learn it. They end up learning stuff like Python or JavaScript or C# because, I mean, those are what the bootcamps can actually offer. Then another challenge we have is perceived complexity. I would say perceived complexity because complexity is relative. What might be hard for me might not be hard for you, and what is hard for you might not be hard for me. So, I mean, and then, yeah, it's perceived because I can just wake up and tell you C++ is hard, and you've not even gone to figure out why it's hard or if it's actually hard, but because I've said it's hard, you believe that it's hard and you run with the notion that C++ is hard. Yeah, and just like Conan said before, C++ helps you understand the fundamentals of a computer better. Like, many programmers today don't even know how the computer works or how their machine works. Just like many people that have cars don't know how the engine works. But if you have a car and you know how the engine works, it will help you manage your car better, to help you take care of your car better, help you, manage it better. A mechanic can come and tell you, oh, this is spoiled, and you just pay money because you don't even know. You actually know and say, no, this is not the problem. I think this is the problem. So with C++, you can get to understand the fundamentals of a computer better, which will help make you a better programmer. And one of the things why they say C++ is complex is because of pointers. People are scared of pointers, and over the years, C++ has progressed from C++ 11 to 14 to 17 to 20 to 23. They try to work on these pointers to make it more, welcoming to beginners. So Conan is going to speak on pointers. Conan, over to you. So.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, when you talk about pointer, this is the most tedious topic when in C++. And I still remember that when I started C++, I just gave up because of pointer because it was extremely difficult for me to understand it at the first try. But today I find a better approach to learn pointers and to understand how they work. And pointer, you are using pointer every day in your life. In fact, even though you are doing pointer. Let's for example see an example of conversation between me and Jennifer. Let's say I'm organizing a party at home, and I'm telling Jennifer that she's welcome and I want to see her at that party, and she will ask me my location, my address, because she doesn't know where I live actually, and she wants to find it on want to use that location or that address and find my position by using Google Chrome, by using Bing Map, whatever. So I will give her my address, and she can now use that address to find me and find where I live. So by giving my address to Jennifer, what I'm doing here is like Jennifer is a pointer actually. Because why she's pointer? Because she just know my address. That's all. There is nothing. That's all. If I give my address to Jennifer, to say, okay, come to see me at Samuel Manuel Road, Marcos Flat 3. By using that address on Google or Bing Map, she can find me. She can find my location. She can and now she can come and see me, or so we can have you can do the party. So by giving that address to Jennifer, what I'm doing, I'm telling that Jennifer is a special person for me. And in C++ term, I'm telling that Jennifer is a special person for me. And to make it clear for people around me, because I'm trusting Jennifer and I'm giving her the address, nothing less, nothing more. Jennifer, you can call Jennifer a pointer just because she just knows my address. This is the simple example for you to understand pointers. If you understand this small schema battle, you know everything about pointer, because it's just about holding someone address, knowing someone address, playing that address, find where you live, and what else, using that address to give her a package or to send her a gift. And to do that, you need the address of that person. If you want to go to see someone out today, you want to visit someone today, you will ask for his address or for her address. By just doing that, you are just doing what C++ called pointer. Someone who knows address on someone else. Nothing less, nothing more. And by keeping that in your mind, you just achieve what you call creating a pointer in C++, so getting someone address and doing whatever you want to do with that address. And so you can see here you have this simple example here. See if you want to translate that that conversation into C++ way. Just assume that Conan is a person, and I'm giving my address to Jennifer. That's all. Nothing else again about pointer. I know that people will get to sky about pointer. Oh no, it's very cheap. But this is the meaning of pointer. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to make it. You don't need to make it difficult for you, and you don't need to stress yourself when you're talking about pointer. If tomorrow you go outside and someone asks you, can I know where you're living? Can I have your location? You can just tell him, you are a pointer, because someone asking you your address to come and visit you, or to come, or to want to share a package with you, or to send you something, or maybe, I don't know, give you money because something like that. And before modern C++, I know that you were familiar with this way of creating a pointer in C++. People tell you, oh, you have to put a start, you have to write a malloc, you have to get the size of this or what you want to create, you have to send that the address, and after that you need to delete the memory that you just create. This one was before C++, and it was really tedious. And the C++ community say, you know what, to make it more friendly, let make the syntax more easier for people. Let's just write, if you want to create a pointer, or if you want to create a memory or manage a memory, something like that, just create a pointer like this. You don't have to care about deleting your memory. You don't have to care about manual destroy your object, delete it, making all of memory management. Just for you to create it as what you call a smart pointer, and after that, we take care about how, deleting the memory for you at the end of a program, or at the end if you don't delete the object anymore. So this kind of C++ you just saw at your university college, I will say, forget about it and start to learn the modern way to route to create an object or to create a pointer in C++ today. Yeah. So I hope that you probably help you if you understand this math, and if you stop to learn C++ because of this concept of pointer. People try to teach you, there it goes, and you find it very difficult. And now let's talk a bit about how to actually really learn C++ and become fluent. I will say, for you to get experience with C++, you need, first of all, you need to try the language. Which mean attend a course and attend a meeting and find a course online and practice. You need to practice. You need to play with it. You need to see how it works. You need to create some small projects. Try to implement a linked list. Try to implement a string, and try to implement a stack. Try to implement a queue. Try to play with it. See how it works. Try to understand. And after that, after you understand the basic of this language, now go outside and try to find a real world C++ code, because at the end, you're not just learning the language to implement all of those string, all of those queue, all of those stack. You need to play with real code, because you are looking for a job after learning C++. You want to have a daily job, and at your daily job, I'm not sure that your company will tell you, please try to re-implement the string for your everything exists already. We have a standard library for that provide everything. But for you to understand all of those tools, all of those features provided by the standard library, you need to try it yourself first, understand it, and later use the one provided by the industry and play with it. See how people outside write code actually in a company. See how they create a software from scratch, and see how they do it software generally by using C++. Jennifer, you want to add something?
Okay, from the slide you said find projects that interest you. When I was trying to looking at this slide, I was like, as a beginner, a C++ beginner, what project will interest a C++ beginner? To be honest, the only projects that are there are just console applications. You are not like a JavaScript developer that will build a website or Android app. If you want to do C++, get ready to work with console a lot. So find projects that interest you. You know what you like, you can do them. You can implement a smart pointer, you can write your own data structures, you can do few things that will help you understand data structures and algorithm. That will help you a lot. Then you can also contribute to open source. There are a lot of open source internships right now, and a lot of them use C++. For example, Mozilla Firefox are taking interns. So Mozilla is shooting in C++. So to help you get your hands dirty, you can look for good first issues there, and reach out to one or two people, and you get your hands dirty there. Okay, the next slide, JP. Okay, example of OSS projects that use C++. There are a lot of them: Microsoft, STL, Flutter.js, Node.js. These are open source projects that you can contribute to. And the last one, Z Engine, is Conan's OSS project. So you can check it out on GitHub and check out good first issues there and see what you can contribute. And if you find it difficult, you can actually reach out to him and he would help you. Okay, the next slide. Career opportunities in C++. As a C++ developer, you can work on IoT and embedded development. If you're an engineering student, you know Arduino, Raspberry Pi, Adafruit. As a C++ developer, you won't find it difficult writing programs in any of those things, because They're actually written in C++, and they also use C++ syntax. Then AI and ML. I mean, I know that this can be a little bit controversial. What is C++ doing in AI and machine learning? But to be honest, TensorFlow is written in C++. PyTorch is written in C++. So how did they do it? They are ML engineers that do it. And as an ML engineer, imagine you build a model. You're not just going to give people the model to start using. So you need to wrap it, C++ can help you wrap that model around things, because a lot of those models, they require what we call GPU acceleration
GPU.
to make it faster. Yeah, so C++ can help you give your model a strong GPU acceleration to make it faster. Imagine you're writing a model, you are building an AI for a car. You don't want to kill people, so you want it to be fast. You want it to spot the one being fast and stop and not kill anybody. So Python can actually do that, because Python is a little bit slow, but with C++ can actually get your model and give it a strong GPU acceleration. Okay, then high frequency trading firms, firms like Optiva, Jane Street. These are low firms that use low latency programming. So
Yeah.
C++, because with C++ they can be able to, they are trading. I don't know if you know what is trading. Trading stocks and the rest of
You
it.
don't want to lose your money.
You don't want to lose your money, so
from
and
one
you want to be
from one
safe.
second to another, your money has just changed, and you really want to know what's going on. So you want to see it. You don't want to wait 2 minutes or 3 minutes to see that, oh, your money went from 1 naira to 0 naira. So you want to be aware about that, and C++ make it, because of the fact that it's very close to your machine, very close to your device. It gives you a possibility to have a low latency code. So when something changes, immediately you know that something has changed it, and you want to know and find the decision. I mean, use the decision you want to do to according to that change. Yeah. So
we also have game engine development. Like I said, you guys should go to Conan's GitHub and contribute to his game engine. He's building, no, okay, he's actually building a renderer engine. So you can go to his GitHub and maybe ask him for the link and contribute to it to help you. So game engine development, like I said before, C++ has, if you are building anything that has to do with GPU, anything graphics, I mean, C++ can give you a strong GPU acceleration, and game engines are one of those things. And also systems programming, you're building compilers, you're building device drivers, developer tools like your VS Code, like Adobe, all of those things are developer tools. They are all built to C++. Okay, the next slide, I think, yeah, the time is against us. So these are some resources. I don't know if we'll be able to share this slide with you so that you can get the links. I don't know if that's possible. So if it's possible, Conan can share the slide with you so you can get the links to the resources. So yeah, if you have any questions, I saw some questions on the chat.
I think probably help us for this one.
Somebody
Yeah.
said, okay.
Yes. So thanks, Conan. Thanks, Jennifer. I think that was like a how do I call it, a masterclass, quick rush, breeze in, breeze out. And I think you guys deserve applause here. So if you can applaud them, really appreciate you applaud them for this. So we've seen some questions, and we've seen that we've identified some interesting audience members here who have also been trying as much as possible to do justice to some of the questions. I know we have about 9 minutes more, so we'll try as much as possible to see how many questions we can take. But again, if you have a question that you want to ask Jennifer and Conan, could you also raise up your hands? That will come in handy while I start throwing the questions that we have in the IM here to both Conan and Jennifer. That was very exhaustive, especially to understand, the broadness or the robustness of what C++ is all about, right? So I'm seeing some questions here from Justin, from Rashid, and let me start by this. And this is to either you, Conan, or Jennifer. This question is from Justin, and he says, what is the best way to learn C++?
Okay, for me, I would say building personal projects first, because you have to first understand what is a linked list, what is this, before you start contributing to any OSS project, to any open source project. So building one or two personal projects first, that's the best way to learn C++. And then from that, you can contribute to any open source projects you like. Maybe VLC, I would say VLC because they have a lot of good first issues there. VLC or any other C++ open source projects you like.
So Jennifer says you start with personal projects, right?
Yeah, definitely. Personal project will give you, the opportunity to play with your language. So for you to build a foundational understanding of that language and try to understand how to play with it and see how you work. And when you think that you are ready, if you go directly to a company like Microsoft where you have opportunity to work with, to use C++ for your daily job, fine. If you don't yet, go online, go to GitHub. You have plenty of open source projects where you usually have a good first issue that you can use to contribute. And I remember that in my learning process, I started to contribute to Microsoft STL projects, which is the standard library implementation of doing by Microsoft. And it was, I just started by choosing good first issue to contribute, to understand how the project works, how it is structured, how it is designing, how people to have some interaction with all of us maintainers. And by doing that, I have my first contribution. And even today, sometimes when I'm working, when I'm doing my work at Microsoft, I sometimes find the code I wrote for when I was contributor in Visual Studio, or even when I'm doing some debugging, I found the code that I wrote as a contributor to this standard library, because it's used everywhere in every Microsoft project today. If you are using the Microsoft compiler, what we call MSDC, you have this standard library. So you have this chance to reach billions of people who are using Microsoft project today. Or even if they are not doing development, just by contribute to all of our project, your code will go through all of billion people. We are using Windows, we are using Word, we are using PowerPoint, we are using even Teams. All of those Microsoft projects today. So start a personal project if you can, and if you are able to contribute to any open source project, contribute on it. So it will give you a real world experience when it's about contributing and building projects with people around you.
Thank you, Conan. I know we have 5 minutes. Let me ask a follow-up question. I think this question is coming from Rashid. He says, what are the best projects to build with C++ to stand out in a job search?
There are no best projects. It depends. If you're a beginner, I would personally say, okay, for a beginner, I would say start out with maybe trying to implement your own vector, your own linked list. Try to write your own smart pointer. You can build a compiler if you're good enough for it. You can build a game engine. There are a lot of things to do. So it depends on how strong you are. So you can start small. Maybe build your own vector, your own, if you know what's a vector class. Build your own linked list. Build your own map. Maybe write your own smart pointer. So it helps. But maybe build a compiler. I saw a compiler in the comments. Yeah, a compiler would help you understand better. But that would be if you're skilled in C++ enough to write a compiler.
Conan, do you have any add-on to that?
I will say, like there is no best project, but this is why you say you have to find an open source project for you to contribute, because it will give you that opportunity to see exactly how real company are building software by using C++, and it also gives you it will make a difference between you and over student or over people who are looking for C++ job. Because let's say you are coming for you're looking for a job at Microsoft, you are coming and say, I want to be a C++ developer, and we check your CV, you check your resume, you see that you see that, oh, you are contributing to Microsoft STL, or you are contributing to I don't know, you are contributing to Microsoft Win 2D. You see, you just make a difference between you and another candidate, because you are actually putting your hand in a project that are using Microsoft daily, or or other company. So it gives you that chance, it accelerates your opportunity to get high, because you're making a difference, right? You want to work with you want to work with Microsoft, and you're actually you're not yet an employee, but your work you are doing as an operations contributor, that is actually using by Microsoft employee. So they will be super happy to have you as a team member, and you can quickly give you the opportunity to get a job. Very, 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 very quickly. So I will say, take that chance, try to contribute a bit to any all of those open source project, and you will be fine. You will be very, very, very fine.
The question here from Chisom says, can we get a learning map for C++?
Okay. I always suggest people to try out Tony Gaddy's book. Like, that's my best C++ book, and it has the way he structured the book is actually quite nice. I think he's starting out with C++ by Tony Gaddy's. Like, it's for beginners, and he really structured it well. Yeah, and that's another problem. After the book, you start asking what next. Like, the question of what next with C++, what next? After reading the book and trying out, what next? So after reading the book, you can actually try on hands-on projects. You can contribute to open source to help you know that there is still a lot for you to learn even after the book. Okay, let me type the name of the book.
Just type the name of the book.
And there is also this effective modern C++. We have in this resource that you can also get. So it gives you a straight introduction to C++ 11, what you call today's modern C++, because modern version of C++, and it will teach you from everything you need to understand. You need to know to be an actual C++ developer. So you go straight to the point. After, I'm pretty sure if you finish this book, you can call yourself C++ developer.
So Conan, if you can help us, you can also throw that into the the chat room, so that people can just do a one-click and access that content. I know time fast spent. I know this question had been answered, and I know Babati is just at the corner here. But let me ask that very interesting question here. But this first question, does C++ have libraries for GUI?
Yes, it does. Yes. There is Qt, there is WT widgets, there is WS widgets, there is IAM GUI. Yeah, there's a lot of that. So.
Okay, great. So the answer there is there is. There's this question from Rashid here. I know that Shefi also responded to it, but the question was directed to Jennifer, and he says, how can we build a C++ community? Since he is a community developer, and he will be glad to break this challenge. And he would require the ADC support of some sort. He directed the question to Jennifer. Yeah.
I don't know anything about community building. I mean, I write Rust too. I'm a Rust developer too. And there is a Rust community in Nigeria is so much, like, they are so organized. They even have like a lot of groups. But I don't know why C++ doesn't have it. And I don't know anything about community building. I mean, Babatunde might help us on that. I don't know anything about community building, but I'm eager to join and help out if I'm given any chance to.
So hearing that from Jennifer, that she's eager to join a C++ community, means that there is a need for the C++ community, and Rashid is happy to do that and support. And Shefi and Babati, would take that forward. More question. I didn't see anybody's hands up. Are you shy? Hands up. So you just ask one question. No, yes, yes, no, no, yes. Okay. And thanks to every other person who was on the call who were also helping to respond to the questions that were coming from the chat room. So one question from Ogochukwu. So Ogochukwu, this is your 1 minute of fame. Please ask the question to Conan and Jennifer. Let's take this and let's make it a wrap. Ogochukwu.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. Good evening. My question is directed to Jennifer. I would like to know your journey personally, as your journey from beginner to where you are presently. I don't know if you can summarize it. I think it would really help a lot.
Okay. Okay. I don't even know how to answer that question. This is my 5th month in Microsoft. I just joined. Okay, and this is my first job, my first full-time job. Um, okay, my journey to C++. I don't know how to. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know how to answer that question. What do you want to know exactly about my journey? Is it
So
how?
Jennifer, I think
Like
what
where you started out.
Ogochukwu is trying to say is, if you are today at Microsoft, what is that step-by-step thing you need to do for somebody like him who is aspiring to be a C++ developer?
Okay.
How does he navigate his way into
You have to be
Microsoft?
passionate about C++. To be honest, you get a lot of. I mean, at some point, I stopped writing C++ and did JavaScript for like a month, and I realized that that's not for me. I mean, so you have to be passionate about it. To be honest, like as a Nigerian, like I told you, the challenges that those challenges I actually faced each and every one of them, and so for you to pass those hurdles, you have to actually be passionate about C++ and say, okay, I want to do this thing, and you get a lot of a lot of questions. I mean, why are you doing this? You can actually write JavaScript and work for some tech startup here in Nigeria and get a job quickly. But I knew what I wanted, and this is what I wanted to do, so I just stuck by it.
Okay, so what I hear you say,
Okay.
what I hear Jennifer say there is, you have to be deliberate, focused, and be passionate. Once you can get those 3 things armed with yourself, the C++ journey will be a no-brainer. We are 3 minutes after 5, and we normally keep this to 1 hour. So thank you everyone who has asked questions. I know that there had been requests for your email addresses, your GitHub, profile, LinkedIn, and all. I would advise Jennifer, Conan to just drop it on chat room so that engagements can continue. And I'll hand over at this point in time to Baba T. Over to you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Miami. Thanks, everyone. I'm trying to make sure that the view. Okay, this looks better. All right, so thank you, Conan. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks, Shifumi. And also thank you, Miami. I know so well. As we kept on talking, I was saying to myself that could there have been another way to sort of make this session longer? I know people really wanted Jennifer to keep on talking, particularly talking about the Nigerian context and also the unique, the peculiar situations that people would have to face. I know a lot of people got interested when Jennifer was talking about the absence of community. And I see that people are actually really interested in learning more about C++. The good news for you here is that on the Here This to Learn series, we are actually looking at the C series, right? So this period, we're looking at C, C++, C#. And one of the things that we also have in the pipeline is that there's going to be a kind of learnathon, an opportunity for you to come into the office. I mean, for those who probably can come to Lagos, I mean, there's going to be an opportunity for people to come and try their hands on some kind of project. So in that way, you're also having some real life hands-on experience. So we are building some of those things in the pipeline. And the good news is that we believe that this is something that will still happen before the end of the year, even though we know we have just very few weeks before the end of the year. So one of the things I would love to share with you all before we go today, I mean, this evening, is a few links. I mean, just to share those links with you, and please let me know. You should see my screen in a moment from now. So right on my screen, I have the link for the next ADC Learn series. This is going to be on the 11th of November. which is 11/11/2022. And we're going to be looking at C# Connect. And some of the things that people have started talking about is what kind of projects can you drive, can you do with C#, or what opportunities exist from you, from how you build an e-commerce site to a Windows web application to some things in gaming. How do you apply C#? What kind of projects exist? So like I said, we are sort of like in the C line on the C Windows, for this series. And so we are having the C# Connect on the 11th. Please register and also try to share this with people. One of the things that we could do to sort of help communities to grow is also to think about those that are interested in these programming languages and are looking for opportunities like this, just 1 hour to have experts or even people like them share their stories. So let's think about those people that we know in our various communities and sort of share this link with them. That would be a good opportunity for them to also be able to continue to support their interest and also identify with those that are using those programming languages. I've also put here the link to our YouTube channel. So in about a few days from now, you would also be able to find the video on the YouTube channel. We're trying to make sure that you would always have a one-stop place for you to catch up in case you had missed out on a particular session before. Putting up here the link to our meetup community. I know that Mudashiru and a few other persons and Samuel have talked about their passion to make sure that we sort of grow communities. And to be very honest with you, we also did see this gap. It's some kind of gap that we've been able to identify by ourselves. I've been looking at our ecosystem strategic playbook. One of the things that we decided to do was to set up a meetup page. We wanted to be able to have people come and identify with those that are in Microsoft that are champs or they're experts on the use of a particular programming language. And we want that to be able to have discussion forums. People can come and talk about projects they're trying to work on and they need some support, or they have certain information that they want to share, or they're looking at reading a particular book and they don't have access to links. So sort of that kind of community. These are some of the things that we're already doing. So please join the meetup page, invite other people to join, and we'll start a lot of discussion forums on the discussion sessions on the meetup page. We're also having communities for different programming languages. So we have some of these things at the back of our mind. We also need your support and your kind of cooperation to be able to move forward on this engagement. The last thing I'm going to be sharing is basically an hashtag. It's a hashtag. So the hashtag you see on the screen right now is for the ADC Learn series. So if there's something that really stood out for you today during the session, or maybe during Conan's presentation or during Jennifer's presentation, you would love to talk about it on Twitter, or you'd love to talk about it on LinkedIn or on any of your social media platforms, please use the hashtag ADC Learn series. So this is the single hashtag that we use. So please use this hashtag, and please feel free to tag myself, tag Muyemi. You could tag Shifumi as well. We are very happy to always even retweet some of your posts or even reshare some of your posts. So that's going to be all from my end for today. We're about 10 minutes way past our time, but I want to thank you for joining us for another 60 minutes on the ADC Learn series for today. We believe that this is going to get better. We'll be creating some kind of feedback form to share from the subsequent series. So we could also take feedback from you on how we could improve and some of the things that we could do so that this could be more value to you all. But echoing the thoughts and also the appreciation from everybody on the ecosystem development team and also at Microsoft, from our friends on the business units and the communications and marketing units, I say thank you for taking your time to join us on the Learn series. We hope you have a very good weekend. We hope that you continue to be amazing people that you all have. Thank you once again and stay blessed.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.